Let's get into Connect. So Connect is all about having the foundation of actually getting work done together. I've spoken a hell of a lot about G Suite to this group. Don't need to cover that too much in depth right now, but you need to have the basics of, can we collaborate on documents? Can we store all of our stuff somewhere that's not like on a server in the office? Can we use something a little bit smarter than Dropbox, which, has conflicting copies or waiting for things to synchronize back and forward or whatever? Switching to something like a Google Doc will allow you guys to work live and in real time with your team members. The best example that I have of that is that if you're on a Zoom call or a Meet or whatever with anyone, and 3 people go away from that meeting with 3 different sets of notes, you're going to have a fragmented idea of what are our actual action items in working together. So using something like a Google Doc or a Google Spreadsheet means that you've got everything together and live in real time. When we're talking about the concept of co-working and multiple people just having a Hangout or a Meet or whatever open all day long, being able to work on a document together at the same time is really handy for that as well. So Google is a good idea. It makes it really easy. If you're interested, have a chat to us about that. I want to talk a bit more about your personal stuff. So the most important thing with you and your personal productivity at home is to really make sure that your relationship with technology doesn't begin to control you. We're spending a lot more time on screens. We're spending a lot more time with our devices. At the same time as right now we're trying to connect with our team, we're also trying to connect with our family and friends. And we're using technology for that, which is great. You guys have heard of Zombies and meeting overwhelm, and having to sit there nice and comfortable and straight and looking pretty for the camera all day long can be really, really fatiguing really quickly. And so I want to reiterate to you guys that reducing your notifications and reducing your interruptions is going to be how you can make sure that you're actually connecting with yourself and connecting with your team in a present way, and not connecting with the rest of the world on the rest of the world's terms. So the first thing that you can do is go to your phone and switch off the notifications for your email, switch off notifications for Messenger, switch off notifications for text messages, switch off notifications for everything. If you want to leave one channel of communication open, that's okay. I happen to have WhatsApp switched on, and that's it. And my close friends and my family know if they need to get in touch with me and it's important, they can call me on WhatsApp. I have one channel available for business, which is Dialpad. We'll talk more about that later. And that's the one way that my team can get in touch with me if something is absolutely urgent. Now, when we switch off these notifications, we actually take control of when we want to actually work on those different apps and those different services. And it means that we're not constantly interrupted. As you guys know, if you're interrupted by something, then it takes minutes or sometimes even an hour to get back into that flow of deep work. Super important that you're doing that. 2 ways that you can also reduce distractions. There's something that I talk about a lot, which is called millennial brain, or like ADD brain. And you may have noticed this creeping up where you're trying to get a task done, but maybe you're a procrastinator and you don't want to do that task. And so you switch to check the news, or you switch to check social media, or you say, hey, I'll just check what's on LinkedIn right now. And we go into this like switching mode, right? And you would have heard of multitasking, right? It doesn't actually exist. I recently learned that the word multitasking, as it relates to computers, where the word actually came from, actually means the rapid switching between tasks. It doesn't mean doing 2 things at the same time. It means rapidly switching between 2 tasks. And you know that rapidly switching between 2 tasks does not actually make you more productive. It makes you less productive. So the whole idea of multitasking doesn't actually exist. So we don't ever want to do that. So if you are a switcher, if you're a task switcher, there's 2 tools that I have here for you that are going to help you reduce those distractions. One is called BlockSite. So these are both Chrome add-ins, and BlockSite here lets you basically list down those distracting websites that you would normally go to. If I go ahead and switch this on, and then I try and go to my Facebook, here we go. It actually stops me from going to Facebook, which is pretty cool. So you can use that Lipschitz for all the adult websites you like to go to during the day when you're supposed to be working. Then this is going to keep you accountable. Now, the second one is Kill Facebook Newsfeed. I really love this one. I've been using this for about 6 years now. And what this tool allows you to do is actually switch off your Facebook newsfeed. And so you can access Facebook, but you don't have the ability to endlessly scroll through the newsfeed and keep yourself distracted. And bonus points if you go and delete the app from your phone as well, which I've done for many years now. And what that does is it lets you interact with Facebook. You can still go into the Blueprint group. You still get all your notifications. You can still chat to people and do everything you can on everything you want to on Facebook, but you don't have that newsfeed distracting you all the time. And what I really love about that is it allows me to ignore all of the noise of Facebook, but still connect with people that are important. And so with that, once you get rid of the newsfeed, an interesting thing happens. You actually start missing out on things. And I've missed out on some events that have happened on Facebook. What I found is for the people that are really, truly important to me in my life, and that's a very, very close-knit group of my personal friends and family and Greg, who I care about and I want to know what they're up to, I actually call them to check in on what they're up to. And they don't have the ability to say, hey, did you see that thing I put on Facebook? Because I'm kind of not on there. And so I find that I build better personal relationships with that. So that's a little tool there. Hope you enjoyed that one. So most business owners do this. They have a million different apps. I know you guys all got really excited in Timely Tech, but I want to implore you guys not to roll out too many apps, because number one, you end up with subscription fatigue and the costs will pile up. But number two, you don't want to confuse your team too much as you grow and scale your business with too many apps and too many logins and everything. So just pick the ones that are vitally important to the team. Of course, we like G Suite because even though you might not have every single button that you have in Zoom, you might not have every button that you have in Microsoft, you might not have every button that you have in Skype or whatever other apps that you have, you do have at least a very basic system that you can get most of the things done in the business. And I now have a team of 35. Scaling an organization is not fun if you're managing 15 or 20 different apps, and each one of them costs you an extra $10 a month per person. So a couple of cool things that we do inside of chat, which you could do in Slack or Microsoft Teams or whatever you're using, that are absolutely critical. Number one is that we have a main team room. So in our team room here, this is basically the open team room for the whole company. Someone's posted their dinner there. I don't know why. But this is where we put, kind of the good mornings and the, hey, I'm going out for lunch or whatever, just so we can see what each other's up to. That one's pretty handy there. Another one is when one of our customers rates a support ticket, then our team will all congratulate them and say, hey, well done, that's awesome. Now, a couple of other rooms that are super important here. We've got a leaders room, and that's obviously where a customer puts through a red light on a ticket, or if there's an issue that's come up. Here we go, there's one that's come through here. So someone hasn't had a good experience with the support team. That one comes into the leaders so they can work with that. But more importantly is the social aspect, and that's our water cooler. So the water cooler is where we post a kind of general chit chat. It's either off topic or there's videos or, cool stuff we find on the internet or memes or whatever. One of the teams posted their workstation here. And so what we do with this is basically the place where idle chit chat can go. And you can see here, we just switch off the notifications so I don't get pinged about that channel. But anytime that I want to have a bit of a coffee break type thing, I can jump in there and chit chat and say hi to the team, and the team do that as well. So having some kind of virtual water cooler, virtual way of connecting with the team is a good idea. And the guys will have an opportunity to chit chat in there, which is pretty cool. Okay, great. Okay. Social events is the next one. And so we do a fortnightly called TGIT, or Thank God It's Thursday. And this is basically our social hangout. So this is the equivalent of a Friday night drinks, and it's an hour to an hour and a half meeting. No work talk allowed. And the agenda for that is simply get together, social hangout, spend time together. We play games online. I've got a great video on our YouTube channel on the best games that you can play with your team. Don't know exactly where that is, but if you look up our channel, I did a video on what games we play with our team and how we use different kind of tech to facilitate that, like Jamboard. But this is basically our place where we have social events and social time with each other. And so, I deleted the other slide there. But one of the things that we'll do is when we have newbies who join the company, because they're sometimes being onboarded without ever meeting other team members in person, imagine if you've ever worked for anyone, imagine you're an employee, you started a new company, and you don't even meet your boss face to face or any of your colleagues, and you're starting at home. Just imagine, the loneliness and the challenge of that. And so one of the things we do is we force all the newbies to actually do a talent show. So they have to bring their talent, and on their first week, they have to do a talent show to the whole company. We like to make sure they've got the goods before they work with us. Anyway, but they might do a song. Someone did a rap, someone did a magic show, people might play guitar or whatever, but that's a fun way of connecting. And we also have a newbies meetup. And so for anyone who's been in the company less than 6 months, once a fortnight, I do a newbies meetup. So where's that bad boy? There we go, here. So newbies meetup. So on the newbies meetup, that happens once a fortnight. And that's because our team has started to kind of grow and scale out, that's my way of connecting with the team that I would not normally work with on a day-to-day basis, but they get the opportunity to, share, the values and the culture and time with me as the CEO. But also the thing that I like about that is, kind of breaks down the barrier of someone joining a company, never seeing the CEO in person, especially in the Philippines. Someone's worked in a call center or a BPO, they might see the CEO once in their career. They might see them walk through the office once and that's it. And so, being able to have, especially in an international team, a human connection team really goes a long way. Cool. So that's connecting with the team. We use the Jamboard for this. So jamboard.google.com. And I don't know if Google have opened this up for free for everyone. They just opened up Google Meet for everyone. I don't think the Jamboard is included in that currently, but that's a really great place to use. We use it for charades, not charades, sorry, for Pictionary. We use it for other online games. The team even did like a gratitude journal exercise, which was really cool. One of those things where Dale has done dream boards with his team. They're all hanging up in the Blueprint office, which is really awesome. Well, how do you do that when you're all remote, right? And so using a tool like this or any online whiteboarding tool is a cool way of getting that done.